Let's talk about Pepe Le Pew. The French skunk has been around the Looney Tunes since 1945 and was a featured member of the Toon Squad in the original Space Jam. Le Pew became the topic of conversation when a New York Times column said the character added to rape culture.
Wait a minute!
Welcome to the Space Jam.
Singing in the road, just singing in the road. What a glorious feeling! I'm happy again. I'm laughing at clouds so dark up above. Sun's in my heart, and I'm ready for love.
New York Times column said the character added to rape culture.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Recording. I hope you're having a wonderful Tuesday. I apologize I'm a little behind schedule today. I had IRL and day job stuff putting me behind, but I promise I will get you 5 to 6 episodes today on a wide variety of topics. If you haven't yet, please do consider clicking that red subscribe button down below. YouTube has been purging subs for just about everyone. I think about 800 people got purged for me last night. So please do verify that. And if you haven't yet, please do. I know if you check the channel every day, you say I check it every day anyway. Trust me, it helps YouTube actually know that people watch this channel. Now, I've had zero interest in Space Jam 2 for a variety of reasons. Most, probably glaringly, it's star LeBron James, who is a moron in my opinion, but also the fact that many characters from the original are now problematic. We see the updating of Lola Bunny, and anyone who points out that this was done to appease social justice warriors are accused of, oh, you just want to fap to it. You just want to do that. Yeah, you're just a weirdo. That's why you... No. That's just gaslighting. But now it's blowing up in their face because, of course, there's blood in the water. A couple weeks ago, it was Dr. Seuss self-canceling. Now we see Pepe Le Pew removed. And look, I get that Pepe Le Pew is a questionable character, we'll say, but I don't think any young kids grew up watching Pepe Le Pew and then went out and acted like Pepe Le Pew. That's the whole idea of this. We have this insert buzzword culture. It's often used by the far left, those that are upset by everything. Pepe Le Pew did not inspire any young men to act incorrectly. What was it? Elmer Fudd now has a sickle instead of his weapons. Why? So the sickle's supposed to be more family friendly. Doesn't make any sense to me. What we're living in is a time of extreme real privilege for a lot of these people who are digging through the catacombs of film to find things to be offended by. We had the latest release of Space Jam 2. Actually had a bit of a cameo of the Clockwork Orange folks, as well as some rehashing of the Pepe Le Pew. Fans are calling out. By the way, I will point this out, and I do truly mean it and believe it. It is not fans calling out WB. It is culture warriors. They don't really have any interest in seeing Space Jam. It's like they didn't have any interest in a particular video game's chest size. But that's what they do. They pretend to be a fan, so they move into Star Wars, ruin it, and then leave it because they were never a fan in the first place. Fans are calling out Warner Brothers for putting the folks from A Clockwork Orange into Space Jam 2 after removing the cartoon skunk, Pepe Le Pew. The official trailer for Space Jam: A New Legacy was released on Saturday and had a surprise cameo appearance from the Droogs from A Clockwork Orange. Or is it the Drogs? I'm not sure how to pronounce that. I saw that movie once, like a million years ago. I should probably rewatch it. And it says, drawing some backlash on social media. In the new trailer, a wide variety of fictional characters from Warner Brothers' library make special appearances, from King Kong to Chitara to the Thundercats. For many fans, the most bizarre cameo in the Space Jam 2 trailer is the dastardly gang from A Clockwork Orange, the 1971 movie, which was written and directed by Stanley Kubrick. These people known as the Droogs are bad, right? You know, spicy, bad. Needless to say, they aren't the type of people you'd expect to show up in a kid's movie. By the way, no kid has ever seen A Clockwork Orange, right? That movie came out in 1971. Most people that saw it are 50 years old. So previously it was reported that the cartoon skunk Pepe Le Pew had been completely scrubbed from the sequel. Not only was a planned scene featuring Pepe cut, the French skunk doesn't even have a cameo in the movie. With the Droogs popping up in Space Jam 2, fans are calling out Warner Brothers for axing Pepe Le Pew while bringing in these. I love how they got rid of Pepe Le Pew in Space Jam 2, but actually have the stones to stick with the gang from A Clockwork Orange in the background. Gotta love that WB marketing, one fan says. Another popular tweet includes a photo of Pepe Le Pew news alongside a screenshot of them in the Space Jam 2 trailer. How it started, how's it going? The post has more than 35,000 likes. Filmmaker Harrison Smith also writes, remove the handsy cartoon nerd cartoon skunk to avoid offending woke PC culture. Perfectly okay to include cameos from the actual evil people from A Clockwork Orange. Hollywood logic for Space Jam 2. Another reads, Pepe Le Pew was too bad for Space Jam 2, but these guys from Clockwork Orange are fine. I don't see your anti-French bigotry. I don't think I don't see your anti-French. Man, they're really putting all of our favorite Warner Brother characters into Space Jam 2. Say something else. The Iron Giant. Love them. The Flintstones. Yabba Dabba Doo. King Kong. Yes. The bad guys from Clockwork Orange. I mean, this is just exactly the culture that you get. Space Jam Clockwork Orange cameo, Pepe remains sidelined. This is from the 3rd. I'm sure they're going to cut them. There's no doubt in my mind that Warner Brothers will cut them if they can or replace them. It's totally makes no sense at all that you would have included them in the first place. It doesn't make sense, first of all, from just a story-wise, or from the film, like the placement of it doesn't make sense. But of course, all of this is just people who are super, super privileged and super, super looking for things to be offended by. Like, no kid watching Space Jam 2 knows who these characters are, knows any of their bad, the bad press around them, or, well, literally, not incorrect in some way, in many ways, right? While it might seem possible for Warner Brothers to find a way to revamp Pepe Le Pew, it shouldn't be done as a secondary storyline in a larger work that would likely be New Generation's first introduction to the Looney Tune character. Well, they're talking about bringing back the problematic Pepe Le Pew. This is the problem. When you bend the knee once, just stay down there, right? After you let a few hundred people on Twitter dictate, what you're going to do with your art, then just ask Twitter next time. Just go ahead and give up and ask them directly, what can I do that won't offend you? Because that's where we are with modern art and culture. Now, I understand and I support the idea that certain things don't age well. And, the idea that there may be some sort of contextual lead-in, I guess in the grand scheme of things, I'd much rather have that than the wholesale erasure of history. Most normal people who are, not a double-digit IQ can figure out that, hey, this movie was made 100 years ago. Oh, that's not okay by today's standards. When I watch, there's several scenes, even in the original Bill and Ted. I think Bill calls Ted the bundle of sticks word, and they still haven't edited that out. Because back then, culturally, it was common for two guys to call each other that. Me seeing it now, I'm like, wow, I'm actually surprised that's still in there. Physical media apparently escaped it. Now, I'm sure it's been scrubbed since. But I think that adults, you have to give adults some credit, you know, that they might be able to understand the context and how things change. I don't really care because Space Jam is not a movie for me. It's starring somebody who I think is a complete moron, and who is fine to ignore all of his connections to China and you know, to virtue signal and seem like a smart intellectual dude who doesn't just dunk the basketball. And really, the rest of the NBA could go by the wayside too. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.